Imran, the floor is yours.
Okay, Aida, thank you very much. And well, that's a surprise video. I think that my team have sent you guys the photos. I think that they chose the right ones, hopefully. I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you to the organizers. But most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you. It's a Saturday morning pula tu, on a Saturday morning at 10:30 for your time in being here today. For each and every one of you to be able to participate is almost something that I would assume, and I would say that you guys are actually real change makers, and you guys are actually the real go-getters. So I was once youth, so I would say that I'm pretty sure that I'm the oldest in this room, above 30 years old, not above 35 years old. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen for a while, and can you guys actually see it? Okay. Let me first introduce myself, okay? My name is Imran Harith. I am the founder of Discover Muay Thai. And when we talk about Muay Thai, I'm pretty sure maybe some of you know Muay Thai is a form of martial arts. It is quite violent. You see a lot of blood flowing everywhere. You see a lot of punches and kicking, all throwing everywhere, elbows and knees. But there are things that I would like to share with you in today's session that could be an important takeaway, and the values that one martial arts can give in changing individuals, changing people, and providing second chance. And this is part of the SDGs that we have discussed as well, and that hopefully after my 20 minutes or 18-minute session, the important takeaways you guys can actually uphold and actually discuss, give feedbacks, and actually do it somewhere else, hopefully one day. All right, the topic of our session today is called the unifying power of sports. I did not call it unifying power of Muay Thai. Muay Thai is a sport itself. Muay Thai is a sport in SEA Games, is a sport in Sukma, and also now going to the Olympics. It has already gained world recognition to go to the Olympics. So it is just like any other martial arts, just like karate, taekwondo, and so on. But what I do with Discover Muay Thai is slightly different, all right? It's not just about punching or kicking. So moving on, I think that you guys have seen some of these images. I'm the founder of Discover Muay Thai. We have 3 branches. The first one in Setia Alam, in Klang, in Shah Alam actually. The second one is in Puchong, and the third one is in Jalan Alo Bukit Bintang. Now, I want to share with you about the one in Jalan Alo Bukit Bintang, because there's the reason why I'm here. And that's the reason why I'm invited to be here as well, because it is not just a gym. It is a place where underprivileged youth are actually based at. So they actually sleep in my gym. So in my gym, it's about 6,000 square feet in the front and another 6,000 at the back. And at the back is where the hostels are. There's also kitchen, rooms, surau, and all those things, all the amenities and facilities. So we take in underprivileged boys every year, about 10 to 15 of them since 2014. So we've been around for quite some time, and they actually sleep in my gym. And what they do, they don't only learn Muay Thai, they have English class twice a week. We have English teachers coming to the gym. They have counselors coming. They go out and do volunteering work and so on. As a social enterprise, if you guys know what social enterprise means, is that we not only do this as a matter of charity. It must be sustainable. It must be profitable, so that we don't have to depend on donation, and so that we can do more and more impactful programs in the future. As I said, all right, this is just a quick one on how you guys can understand how social enterprise works. I have a gym, customers come in, pay for the gym membership, and some of the money goes back to the academy. It helps with their food, it helps with their diaries, paying for teachers, and so on. Now, this is the interesting part. Who are these beneficiaries? The ones that are staying in my gym. Since 2014, now we have more than 150 indirect beneficiaries. They are youth from urban poor communities, mainly PPR areas. If you guys know PPR, it stands for Project Perumahan Rakyat. They are kids or youth who are homeless, or in our language, we call it kawan-kawan gelandangan. We work together with Yayasan Chowkit, and they're the ones who supply our boys. They are also youth who are graduates from Henry Gurney. If you guys know Henry Gurney, it is a juvenile school, who once committed a crime. And some of them are from Sekolah Tunas Bakti, also a pemulihan school. And all of these boys come from various parts of this country, nationwide. And all of them are not only just Malays, there's Chinese, there's Indians, but one thing for sure, one thing that's in common is they're all boys, okay? And the reason why we can only take in boys is because of the law. We can't simply have wardens who are boys mixing in girls, and my gym can only mix and put in as many people at the hostel as much as possible. But of course, in the future, we'll extend to the other gender, and there are programs that we're doing to empower female participants too. But that will be discussed later on. As an accredited social enterprise, we are actually the first in Malaysia to be accredited as a sports social enterprise. This was before Barack Obama came to Cyberjaya and launched Magic. That was in 2015. So we were already doing our thing. And then this whole concept of social enterprise, social business, gain momentum. Now every year, social enterprise, social business ada dalam peruntukan bajet kewangan negara. So yeah, we've been around for a long time, all right. But I don't have time to tell you how and why I started this and all that. Maybe some other day or some other sharing, all right. Because for my discussion today, it's not about me. It's not about Discover Muay Thai, all right. It's about the unifying power of sports. This first part is just to share briefly of what we do. As I said, English teachers come to my gym twice a week to teach these boys basic communication. They go out, they do gardening. They have moral and religious studies for the Muslims and the non-Muslims. They have counseling sessions, Muay Thai. And the most important part is actually at night where they actually run the gym. As a social enterprise, who are the coaches at all my 3 branches? It's actually the boys. After 4 months in our academy, they will be trained to become coaches. They will be trained to become athletes. And some of them are being roped into our partners. And why we do that is because so that they don't fall back to poverty or where they were once. They have jobs. And most importantly, they have the gym as their second home, where they call it their home now, and they actually work and earn a living. So that's how we do to reduce poverty, unemployment amongst youth. And at the same time, taking care of them and making sure that they are actually part of a program or the form of brotherhood, that they won't go back to doing bad things. 99% of my beneficiaries, of my boys, are part of gang members. Now, some of our boys, you know, after graduating with us, they become world champions, they become fighters for our country, and some of them become trainers. Okay, but again, I don't have time to share with you about all of our boys. Maybe one day when I have more time, I'll share with you how this happened. What I can tell you is some of our boys who was once at a correctional center, who is now already part of the national team and have already contributed medals for our country. If you come over to my gyms, you will meet all of them because they are the coaches, they are the ones who handle the admin stuff and so on. So that is how us as a social enterprise works. I hope this would give some understanding to all of you what and how social enterprise actually works. The issues, now this is when the whole presentation is all about, all right? The issues that we try to address is urban poor, health issues, unemployment, social ills, gangsterism, of course. I think that for the past couple of days, the nation is taken aback by the case of Farhan, the Navy cadet in the university, found justice finally, I would say, and got beaten up by a group of boys from his school in his university, and it is quite tragic. And what I could say is that that is just one of the few cases that has been highlighted in our country. When we talk about unemployment or social ills or gangsterism, it's everywhere. And this is a problem or an issue that has been deeply rooted within the community. And this would, and some of the causes of it is because the lack of attention, the lack of protection or love, even coming from the bullies' families. So this is why we do Discover Muay Thai. We take them out of the community, we bring them to our gym, we use our world champions trainers, our good counselors, we work together with PDRM, with our counselors and so on for early intervention. And of course, one person doing it is not enough. This is when I think that some of you can also step in and do your part as well to curb this issue. And when we talk about unemployment, when we talk about 4.55% for 2020, maybe to some of you it's not a lot, you know. And I would say that it is not a lot because we are not as serious as how it is in Thailand or Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries. But when we talk about unemployment, it is not just not getting jobs. It is actually the quality of the people who's working and then change jobs, or perhaps the quality of the work itself, and so on. As we all know, many youth nowadays, they like to job hoppings and so on. So that does not count on the unemployment rate. Some of our boys, some of our beneficiaries has worked, I would say, maybe at KK Mart or Speed Mart for a year, for 6 months, for 3 months. And then after that, it's not working. So how do we actually gauge the percentage, you see? So what we are looking for is quality individuals who could actually perform at work with the right mindset. So that is something that must be built, but not just from us, but as a nation as well. Secondly, the dropout rate among school students has been increased. There's nothing new. We all know that, especially post-pandemic. And the people who are uninterested to go to school is relatively high nowadays. Okay, and how can sports solve all these issues? Now, these pictures that I'm sharing with you, again, I think that who's that? Ida, maybe I can reaffirm to you that most of these pictures are from my companies or from my gym's images, so there's no copyright issues. Okay, these images here, as you can see, are all from my gym, from my boys, from the academy, and how sports, I think, that is being applied into the society can be changed. Now, every year we see futsal competitions, for example, being held at low-cost flats or universities or college or even communities in rural areas, with the aim of using this term in Malay, I would say, menaikkan lebih semangat community, alright, untuk menjauhkan daripada melakukan benda-benda yang tidak elok. So what they're trying to say is that youth are doing sports, joining this competition, on the futsal competition on Saturday and Sunday, and it is a way for them to gain value. To me, okay, you can send a message, but it's not enough. That is pretty much a one-off thing. They all love sports, but even when they're doing sports, they are fighting. When they're playing football, they are fighting with each other. Then that is almost like a norm that's happening in our country. Is tournaments, programs enough? Is school curriculum where one student go to school and then they attend a session and then they go back is enough? You know, for maybe us who live in the Klang Valley is okay, but how about rural areas? Because most of this youth, they love sports, but sports has always been looked as a second or third part, not first, right? But what I can reassure you, I am no different than these boys, and I was once like them, drop out as well, and I use sports to change my life. And why can't we apply this in a more in a greater audience in our country? But of course, it is taking place, and there's a lot that we are trying to aim for. Now, we have to understand the beneficiaries of sports who are playing sports in this country. We have the athletes, the agencies, the sports associations. The second one is the sports facilities owners, such as myself. We have the grassroots students and all Malaysians. I believe that everyone is important to play the role in solving the issues that was being shared, that I've been sharing on urban poor, unemployment, health issues, social ills, gangsterism, etc. And how can we do it? Now, let me first touch on unemployment. There's only 3 case studies that I will do because I don't have much time. Let's start on unemployment. When we talk about unemployment post-COVID, because most of the gym owners, gym goers, are actually youth, right? So me and you, we are no difference. We are not much different, actually. Sports facilities owners, all of their businesses shut down. And how can we actually do this post-COVID? Is there any talk other than the 3,000 ringgit that is being given to gym owners? I believe that that's not enough. For the whole pandemic, you give them 3,000 ringgit. 3,000 ringgit, you can only pay for their Wi-Fi, their co-way maybe to maintenance, or not even enough to pay for one staff. So what can we do? Recently, I was in Greece as part of the Olympic Academy Council, and we've discussed in depth on how other countries are actually doing this and solving problems of business being shut down because of this pandemic. Now, recently, the country was in lockdown, and during that time, we have a national, they would say, darurat, all right? And during darurat, it also means that all government facilities can be used for medical purposes. In Malaysia, we have giant or the mega places that is being underutilized, such as the Rakan Muda complex in Montiara, for example. Now, how can we use that facility to help gym owners? Maybe get them to go there and to have them to have a 3 months trial period to use that facility, and also have the KBS staff maybe or pegawai untuk pergi ke sana and monitor them so that they are becoming more easier to actually monitor and give them assurance on the SOPs and so on, and all of these other things. And this is the time that I believe that there's a lot of proper intervention that must be done to solve this problem of unemployment and creating job opportunities, and also have agencies that's related to government, such as MDEC, My Harapan, and so on, to go them and talk to them about how we actually solve problems of them losing jobs. And this is the time, and this is high time right now. But as of today, I'm not sure whether they are aggressive enough to do that. The second issue that I want to discuss out of the three is on health issues. Malaysia is number one. There's no secret when it comes to obesity in Southeast Asia. Now, only recently, because of the pandemic, we hear the health minister saying that, you know what, guys, we all have to go out and do more sports because you don't want to have serious health issues. Because if you do have serious health issues during this whole pandemic or endemic period, it's going to be a bit troublesome, or it's going to be big of an issue. So go out and do sports. Every year we have Hari Belia Negara. When we have Hari Belia Negara, the aim is to get numbers, millions of people, youth going out there to do sports. Again, this whole one-off thing to me is not enough. It's not solid enough. What I believe that must be done is they need to have cross-subsidization between corporate or even university level or school level to push them to go out and do sports in gyms or sports facilities and so on, to reward in so form. Because sports is health. And I believe that ministries must work together between the Ministry of Youth and Sports with the Ministry of Health. We have never heard that yet. But I believe that now is the time for them to actually build that bridge and work together. And most importantly is the role of athletes. Athletes in Malaysia, before they go to Tokyo, in the recent Olympics, what they do is, bye-bye, send us the good luck. We have a video on the advertisement on Astro, and we wish them luck. But athletes in another country, when they go out to Tokyo, they come back, what they do is, they go down at grassroots level, and what they do is they actually approach people and general public to go out and do sports, because of this whole pandemic thing. So I believe that athletes even must play an important role in actually encouraging people to go out and do sports. We have not seen many of that yet. We only see Nicole David perhaps, but that is because it is a sponsorship deal with AIA insurance, yeah, and so on. So I believe that, you know, things like this must be done at this level. And then the third one, which is close to my heart, and before I actually wrap this up because I don't have much time, is solving the problem of urban poverty, social issues, and so on. As you can see, in my gym, every Friday, the ones with the blurred faces are gelandangan kids, or kids from the streets, right? Mainly from Chowkit, Pudu area. They come to my gym not to train Muay Thai. What they do is they just want to come and meet with the panel of teachers that's there, the counselors, the English teacher, the brothers, the abang-abang, the coaches, because they feel safe when they are at the gym. They just want to carry our belts and take pictures, and then they want to go. But what I'm trying to tell you is, they feel that the gyms are a safe space. It's their home. And my agenda and what I'm pushing for in the future is for gyms or sports facilities at whatever level to do more programs that is just beyond than just taking money or making profit. Gyms should be a place where it is a safe space. Now that's why I introduced My Gym, My Home, not just for my gym, even though I have 3 branches. I want other gyms in this whole country to provide a shelter, a safe space for youth who have issues, who have problems. Maybe they don't have to come to the level of how they do at Discover Muay Thai, 4 months boarding, have to sleep. No, what they can do perhaps is just do programs and invite people over to the gym and feel safe. And as of right now, what I can tell you is sports have that power to actually bring everyone together and to actually provide like a shelter. And that's what we are trying to build here in Malaysia. Before I wrap up my presentation, this is one of our participants from 2016. His name is Awangku Abdul Rahman. He is a school dropout. He's from a correctional center in Bintulu. We got a call from the welfare department over there saying that he will come to Kuala Lumpur for the first time to join Discover Muay Thai Academy. First time on a plane, very quiet boy. He said to me that, you know what, one day I want to become a champion or perhaps a world champion. I say, Ken, but you really have to work hard. And I told him that, you know, maybe if you come to my gym, you work hard for these 4 months, start from below, and we see how it goes after 4 months. We send him to amateur fights. We send him to semi-professional tournaments locally first. And then after a while, we see his potential to go even further. All right. And during English class, computer class, or whatever other classes, he's the most quiet one. But during Muay Thai class or sports class, he's the first one to lead the session. So I said that, this dude has potential. And then one day he go back to Sarawak after our academy. and he was roped in to represent Sarawak in the Sukma 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And just like that, then he became a gold medal champion for the state. And now he is a role model for the entire state, especially in his kampong. And this is what and how and why we want to do this and create more individuals able to change other people. It's not my job, it's your job now. And in 2000 and recently in 2019, got a call from Majlis Sukan Negara saying that, hey, maybe most probably Aman can be selected to join the selection process. There's like hundreds of other athletes. And I'm like, okay, you know, hundreds of other athletes. And this boy is only 2-3 years into our academy and very new in Muay Thai. And then in December, we got a call saying that, hey, you know what? That was in January. Then in December, we got a call saying that he will represent Malaysia in the SEA Games and got selected amongst 100 other athletes. And then guess what? He come home with a medal for our country. Now, this is a story of from zero to hero. This is one of our boys out of the many, many other boys. I don't have much time to tell you how one of our Gelandangan boys, homeless boy, who was in drugs, very bad, going out now, working part-time in Pizza Hut. To me, that is a success story as well. The success is not measured by the medals or what, but it's how they turn their lives. Some news articles of how a Muay Thai hero, from zero changing to a Muay Thai hero, and how this is all related to the SDGs that we are discussing in creating a nation that could provide better individuals and giving second chance to other people, get them out of poverty and getting them out of doing this circle of gangsterism and so on. That is very, very alarming right now in our country, using martial arts. And regardless of what sports, ping pong, sailing, badminton, whatever, I believe that this type of content must be provided. It's not just doing the sports, but it must have all of the other values too, in terms of physical, mental, and spiritual. So they're not just doing sports, they're actually learning good values in their lives, and they actually attend other classes such as English counseling sessions and so on that I believe must be integrated into one, and in today's society and education as well. And I leave you with these two pictures. You know, the first one on the left is my boy from batch 1. His name is Ruben. The second one is Ashwin, both of them from batch number 1 back in 2014. This is during their graduation. They have not been home for 5 years upon coming to Discover Muay Thai Academy. Why? Because they were once based at a correctional center in Klang called My Skills Foundation for our friends from the Indian communities. So we roped them in. And then what's important is not the medals, not the achievements. The most important thing is that they are now back with their families. They are great individuals doing successful in their life. Of course, in life, there's ups and downs, but whatever it is, they have a second home. They have the gym, which is a safe space. And that is what I believe that must be created, and something that I'm going to push for and share as well in today's Malaysia Youth SDG Summit. And I wrap up my presentation and sharing for today. I really hope that I can get questions, but I don't have much time. You know, they say that you only have 80 minutes Q&A, or you want to do 10 minutes Q&A. I can't do, I say 18 minutes with all that or 10 minutes with all that. So if you do have any questions and so on, please do not hesitate to contact me or drop me an email if you guys want to work together, or you can just Google Discover Muay Thai and know more about us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time that you guys spent.
Thank you so much, Imran, for the insightful sharing. Indeed, nothing can unify a nation like sports do, and hopefully we can use this to our advantage to cater the existing issues in Malaysia.